What do you think?
Oh, I guess that is the question. What do I think? I think it is another wonderful day. Let's check the weather because it is absolutely gorgeous out there. We thought we were going to get some rain yesterday. I don't know. We didn't get very much, at least over here on the on the Serengeti. We didn't get much rain. Right now it is 51 degrees. Feels like 51. We are headed for a high today of 72, and tonight it's going to be a low of 44 degrees. Yeah, I had to put in a new air conditioner system, and now it's going to be a low of 44 degrees. Oh, well. Anyways, that's just the way it is. What else have we got for the week? Quickly. And Tuesday's going to be a high of 80, low of 49. We are going to be staying in the zone of plentiful sunshine all week long. Wednesday, a high of 73, low of 42. Thursday, a high of 75, low of 45. Friday, a high of 73, low of 46. Saturday, a high of 72, low of 49. That's your weather forecast from the WCRS desk right here from your meteorologist. Yes, I have many talents. I can read meteorologist reports, so I must be one, right? Who knows whether it'll be correct? I take no responsibility for this, however. Anyways, that's what we're looking at. And, of course, the big For the Love Festival is Friday and Saturday, and it looks like they are going to have gorgeous weather for the festival. So that's looks like it's been dialed in specifically for the festival. Of course, we're not getting much rain, so you're going to have to be watering if you've got new plants or stuff you put out there, FYI. All right, so first let's talk about my great adventure with Penny Saturday. We had an excellent show Saturday morning, lots of interaction on our new text and voice line. I think people are beginning to see how much fun it is. 864-332-9355. I get updates from people on Saturday. I had people liking certain songs. I mean, it was great. It was great, and that's what I love. And I'm so glad we have this new line. Now, we still have the legacy line, 864-229-7984, 864-229-7984. If you'd like to use that line, you certainly can. The reason I like this new line is that you can just pick up the phone, leave a message. The message gets changed to a text, and then I get it and can share your input about what's going on. Would appreciate at least a first name on these texts so I can keep them straight. So just put, "Hi, this is Ann. Think you're doing good, Ann," or "God, Ann, where'd you get that idea?" All right. Let's be I'm putting on my serious face now. If you're on Facebook Live, I've got my serious face on. Okay, let's get started here this morning. We're running a little bit behind, but that's okay. Hey, before I do anything else, I was talking to Sloan over there at Ideal Shoe on Friday. He's doing a very cool special in support of Breast Cancer Awareness Month. Sloan says he definitely wants to save the tatas, so his salute to all of those that are going through either having breast cancer, know somebody that has, or somebody that has recovered. You don't have to have had breast cancer to take advantage of this, but Sloan is saying bring him any pair of shoes and he'll put a pair of pink heels for free on your shoes. That's right, for free. He's doing pink heels, and that's just for the rest of October. But if you can find a pair of shoes that you'd like to have a pair of pink heels on, take them over there, and Sloan will do that for you. Now, he is closed today. He's open Tuesday through Friday, and Saturday's half a day. So I just thought I would mention that. He said, get it out there for me, Ann, so I'm doing my job, getting it out there for you, Sloan. Save the tatas with Pink heels for ideal shoe. Actually, I think it's such a nice idea. And I was talking to somebody yesterday and she goes, "Oh, Ann, I don't have any." And then she started thinking, "I've got a pair of shoes where the heels have gotten kind of tore up. Do you think he put them on them?" I said, "That's what he told me." So all you can do is go check it out. So if you've got a pair of heels and maybe you're thinking, I don't know, can I wear these again or not? Give them new life with pink heels and celebrate Breast Cancer Awareness Month. It'll be something I'll bet you wear a lot more than you thought you might. If they're particularly, my friend had a pair of black and white shoes and she's going to add the pink heels to it, and she is excited about getting over there to talk to Sloan. So Sloan ideal shoe, you've heard it right here on WCRS. So I just wanted to get that out there today. So what else here? Well, there were King protests everywhere across not only here in our state, but also across the nation. I think most of them were pretty peaceful, were they? Largely peaceful marches filled streets in all 50 states on Saturday to denounce authoritarianism. Organizers said thousands of events were registered nationwide. The White House pushed back as crowds rallied from New York City to L.A. I think it's great. I think it's great. That's one of our rights, to peacefully protest. And we had a lot of rallies right here in South Carolina. They had a huge one down there in Columbia. There were some smaller ones across the state, but a huge one down there, basically, as I said, all peaceful. I just wish we could put more of our energy in working together, right, and solving our problems than to spend all of our time working against the fact that President Trump is the president. He is the president. What else can you say? He's the president. And there were a lot of people that voted for him. There was a lot of people that voted for him. More people than voted for Kamala Harris. So why don't we just figure out a way to work with this president instead of trying to work against absolutely everything that he is standing for and doing, and maybe we might get something accomplished. I do think that President Trump has an innate ability to get things done, and just think how much more we could get done if everybody was pulling, as a German friend of mine used to say, from the same string. I don't see that going to happen, but wouldn't it be nice if we could work together? If we weren't all so worried about who got the credit and we worried about serving the people. I know that's not going to happen. I know that's pie in the sky, Ann. But wouldn't it be nice? Because here we are in, 6-7 months into President Trump's first term, and all it's been is fight, fight, fight. Here's what I have to say. Thank goodness that President Trump is a fighter. But the way that those that oppose him, and I'm not going to say they're all Democrats, but the way that he is being opposed makes it very difficult. We're in 20 days into a shutdown. I agree that this health care is a problem. It is a big problem, could be a huge problem. But we need to sit down and work together on this thing rather than be throwing demands from one side to the other. Actually, I think the Republicans are in a no-win situation because the Republicans cannot just say, oh yeah, let's add $1 billion or trillion or whatever dollars it is to the budget to cover this. And the Democrats seem to be so locked in on this issue that they can't come to their senses. So where is the end of this going to come? This is what I don't see. I don't see where it's going to come. Who's going to blink first is what everybody talks about. I think we've gone beyond blinking. I think we've gone beyond blinking. And I personally think it's very sad. I think it is sad that this Obamacare and the subsidies and everything were an issue going into this budget. As I've said before, they knew the budget was due on September 30th. They should have been addressing the elephant in the room, which is the health care issue, and gotten some things done on that. Whether we're going to see any movement on that or not. But people are beginning to hurt, not only across the country, not only in the federal government, people that work for the federal government, but it's going to affect our troops. It's going to affect some of the SNAP benefits, some of the WIC benefits for mothers with children. It's really going to start affecting a huge swath of people. And if they can't come to their senses, and I don't know who's going to be the bigger person in the end to do that. So that's about all I have to say about that. They need to just say, let's just get to work and let's get the job done. If they did, I think it would make a huge difference in our country. But I don't see that happening. All right, what else is happening here this morning? We talked a little bit about the jewel heist at the Louvre before we came live on the air. They had a necklace linked to Napoleon is one of the things they stole. As I said earlier, this reminds me of the Italian Job, that movie. God, I like that movie so much. That's why I ended up with a Mini Cooper. So, but it reminds me of that. The execution of this had to be flawless, and it pretty much was flawless. They came in through a window and scoffed up certain pieces and were out the door. The thing about this is this has to be something that they had to have a place to go with this stuff. Otherwise, you could never move it. So obviously, the effect was get these jewels, and they had a place to go with them, and there it goes. A lot of people were talking about the fact that it was they were at the Louvre on the day this happened. I mean, how scary is that to be at the Louvre when this came down? But also how exciting to have said, I was in the Louvre when this heist came down. That's kind of interesting. All right. We have... let's see, a partial closure of I-5 for a Trump administration military celebration drew criticism from Governor Gavin Newsom, who accused the president of putting ego over responsibility. You know, they keep arguing about the same things, but yes, that did happen. The ceasefire in Gaza is... this is pretty tenuous. They said it was going to be tenuous. It has been tenuous. Right now, I believe it's holding, but Israel did cut off some aid for a day or so, and Israel was also, I believe, fired some shots. I mean, this thing is because the Palestinians weren't doing what they said they would do. So, bottom line is, it's holding for right now, but it is still something scary out there, whether it will. All right, so now let's move on to some local stories right here in our area. Eddie Coleman has moved back into his home after more than a year. His home was destroyed by the hurricane. So good that he was able to move back into his home. By the way, United Way and the South Carolina Office of Resiliency are hosting a hurricane recovery intake event. Residents impacted by Hurricane Helene can connect with recovery resources during a mobile intake event October 21st, 22nd, and 23rd from 10 to 4 each day at the United Way of the Lakelands, 929 Phoenix Street. There are still resources. There are still people that are impacted by the Hurricane Helene over a year ago. And this is the Office of Resiliency, is an office that is basically there to help people recover from disasters. And so they have teamed up with the United Way of the Lakelands to help family access housing, utility, food, and employment assistance. So our goal is to connect individuals and families to essential resources that address their immediate needs. Though our resource hub, each household will receive tailored support based on their specific circumstances. I see that there's a lot of houses out here, for example, without roofs. There are a lot of trees still laying in people's yards. And the South Carolina's Office of Resilience Disaster Case Management Team will be on site to review documentation, verify storm-related losses, other services such as child care referrals, job and benefits assistance, expungement support, and youth programs will be available through United Way's partner agencies. Residents attending should bring photo identification, social security cards for all household members, and any proof of storm damage such as photos, insurance papers, or repair estimates. So this is a great program. It's good to see the South Carolina Office of Resilience coming back here several times over this last year to help people. Even after the hurricane, volunteer churches and our United Way staff continue to give their time and resources to help residents recover. And so this is what's going on, but we still have people that need help. If you are unable to attend, you can call 864-870-9996 for assistance. That's 864-870-9996 for assistance. This is terrific. This is terrific. It'll be from 10 to 4 each day, tomorrow, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. So that's a good thing going on. Public meetings. This is where I'm telling you, it takes a lot to be aware of. How did they end up with all these meetings all this close together? Monday, there is the Greenwood City Council meeting. Will be meeting at 5:30. Now, they just came off of a great a retreat. Where did they go for this luxurious retreat? Well, I was talking to the mayor Thursday night, yes. And they were holed up in their regular offices where they have their meeting. They didn't even get to go anywhere. How about that? But they got the job done, and that's what's most important. They didn't really spend any money. Hey, that's a good thing. So, but they will be having their meeting tonight at 5:30. So that's City Council is meeting. Also tonight at 96 Council is meeting at 6 p.m. tonight, and the Greenwood School District 50 Board of Trustees. Now, they are going to be meeting at 6:15, and they're going to be meeting at the Greenwood Performing Arts Center. So that's a change from where they used to hold their meetings. This is Greenwood Performing Arts Center. They will be there. That one, of course, is streamed, just like City of Greenwood is streamed on Facebook. the Greenwood School District Board of Trustees is streamed from, I think, from their website. You can go to District 50 if you want to watch it that way, and they will be streaming it right there for you to be able to watch it. So that's another office. Then on Tuesday, Greenwood County Council will be having their regular public meeting at 5:30. So, and that is it's actually on YouTube is where the county council is streamed from. But you can go to the county website and find the button for that for streaming. But you can also just go to YouTube and it'll come up. 5:30 is the meeting on that on Tuesday. I mention that because that's that's at least 3 meetings that I am supposed to be watching out for you. And I will be doing my best to do all of these. Anyways, that's another one that is something else that I thought was important to mention. Really is great to watch these meetings if you can't go to them. Of course, going to them puts you right in the mix of it, and all council, school board, etc., they appreciate having people show up for the meetings. So I can appreciate that too. But if you can't go to the meetings, or you're going to one but you want to know what else is going on in the other, you can go back and watch them, and I think that's great. You are listening to WCRS Radio right here in Greenwood, South Carolina. Also, the book sale starts Wednesday at the library, the Friends of the Greenwood County Library. That always is a really great event. Starts Wednesday, October 22nd, 1 to 5:30. Ends Monday, October 27th, and just runs 9 to 1. It runs normal library hours. So Wednesday, it opens at 1 to 5:30. Thursday, Friday, and Saturday are library hours, and they are closed on Sunday, as is the library, as well as they will be open 9 to 1 on Monday. So, also, the library is getting ready to become part of the South Carolina State Library system as far as searches and this type of thing. So I do know that they are, the end of the month, they are going to be closed for a few days while they change everything over. One of the points that I read in that article is if you'd like to get all the searches or all the things that you have gotten on your account over, I don't know, last 5-10 years, whatever it is, you need to go ahead and request that now, because when they issue the new cards and everything for your library card, digital as it is, they will have wiped the system clean because they will be on this new system. So if you want to keep up with what you've read, if you've had certain searches, all these type of things that you like to go back and refer to, you need to go ahead to the library and request that now. That is just another thing that is out there that is happening. So, there you go. What else do we have? Pretty in Pink is Tuesday. That's tomorrow, October 21st, at the Art Center of Greenwood. I don't know if you could get those pink heels by tomorrow evening, but that would be pretty cool if you could. They're having heavy hors d'oeuvres, a survivor fashion show, cocktail hour, and live entertainment. That is at the Art Center. General admission tickets are $60. VIP Pink Experience is $100. So that's always a fun event to attend. Also, coming up on Thursday of this week is the Patriots Barbecue. Patriot Barbecue, honoring the Lakeland's veterans and first responders. Fat Daddies will be free Fat Daddies food. They'll have live music. They'll be honoring our first responders. This is hosted by Representative John McCravey, Senator Billy Garrett, and Representative Daniel Gibson. So, and Congressman Sherry Biggs is going to be there. And I thought at first she might not be able to make it, but now it looks like, hell yeah, she'll be there. Government's not doing anything. This is such a waste. This is such a waste. But this event, it's free food. Get there by 5:30. Actually, the life flight helicopter landing is at 5 p.m. But if you want to get there a little early because they open the lines and start handing out that great Fat Daddy's barbecue, and a big thank you for Fat Daddy's doing that. So I just, that's another thing I wanted to put out there for y'all. The other thing that is coming up, of course, next week or this weekend is the For the Love Of. That's going to be a big musical extravaganza. It's a fall festival. And we had Leslie Lane, Gibson Hill, Granger Smith on the air with us. I believe it was last Thursday. And we had a great time talking all about the festival. It is going to be quite terrific. They've thought of a lot of different things to give it a kind of a different flair. It is street musicians. It'll be set up on Saturday all day along the different businesses right there on Maxwell. They'll have the Congress Band is going to be the final act. Freddie McClendon, I think, is there on Friday night. It's going to be great. And they are to be commended on starting up another festival. They did kind of compare it to starting the barbecue festival, and look where that went. I think they're starting way ahead of the barbecue festival. When it started, what was it? 4 barbecuers and 1 or 2 bands. And that was the barbecue festival that started, what was it, back in 2000, 2001? Anyways, they're starting way ahead of the mark on that. So I wish them all the well, and I'm looking forward to getting out there and being part of that. All right. I had some heavy-duty topics to talk about this morning, but I think we should pass on those heavy-duty topics. I'll be ready to jump into those tomorrow, as well as having some discussion about what was I going to have discussion about, Ann? Oh, I don't know. We'll have discussion about something. Anyways, I want to talk about Penny's great adventure to close out the show today. I'm not going to go down. I had 100 different avenues I could go down. I think that's just Monday. I'm not going to go there. But we will be talking about SC Doge tomorrow. We will be talking about the fact that Pamela Evitt is at the top of the race right now with the latest polls out there. She's working hard. My only concern, I'll just say it quite frankly, my only concern, I support Pamela Evitt. I think she is the natural next governor for the great state of South Carolina. I think she is a business person. I think she has studied very hard the 7 going on 8 years that she spent in the governor's office as the lieutenant governor. She's made the connections across the state. She's taken advantage of things that put her in the know about so many different aspects of being the governor. And while the governor's office is largely ceremonial in this state, she does help mold what happens in our state. And because of all the connections that she has, and because she knows from the ground up the people, she spent more time, I think, than any lieutenant governor being on the ground with the people. She will be able to help mold this state in a positive direction. And she won't be having to learn the office. She already knows the office because she's been Governor Henry McMaster's right-hand person. So from that standpoint, those are my basic reasons for supporting Pam. Plus, I just think she's a terrific person. She's working very hard to get ahead. But I will say this. One of the things that worries me a little bit is this is just October. This is just October. Now, if somebody ends up dropping out of the race because Pam is so far out and ahead, then I see that as a good thing. But I also see the fact that keeping that intensity up through, you officially sign up in March of next year. The primary is in June. The election is in November. But I also see that that's a lot of intensity to keep up to stay out in front. Somebody told me, Ann, I'm sure these big political consultants, they all know what they're doing. And I'm sure they do. But that is one of my concerns, is that, and will somebody that is kind of lurking behind and has the money but just isn't spending it yet going to be able to come in and overtake? My thought. Anyways, love to hear what you think. 864-332-9355. But I want to talk about that. I want to talk about what SC Doge is. This is a new, I'm not really sure. It's a political action group that, but they are also making moves on things that are happening. There's going to be another meeting of the abortion bill. I think I read November 18th. Nobody will be able to speak at it, which I find very interesting. It will just be the people that are on the committee, the sponsors of the bill, I guess, basically, maybe and a couple of others that will be at this meeting. So I'll be interested to find out more about that. That's not till November 18th, but that is also very interesting. Very interesting.
Very interesting.
What do you mean, very interesting? It was stupid.
Yes, it was stupid. But it was also very interesting.
No.
I love that little phrase. That's from Laugh-In, Peter Sellers and Artie Johnson, right here on WCRS. Anyways, very interesting. So that's I'd like to talk a little bit about that. I think that could be a good topic to talk about. Also, down there in, Hampton County, they've had stuff repossessed, equipment repossessed. I'm telling you, this is crazy what is happening to our smaller communities. And it's like Hampton County responds to equipment repossession reports. That's another story that's out there I think I'd like to talk about. Doge SC poised to unveil major judicial reform bill. So all of these are topics that I was hoping to get to today that I haven't. So we will get to them tomorrow because they will still be there tomorrow. All right. As we finish up here today, I want to tell you about Penny's great adventure on Saturday. I decided I had to bite the bullet, take the chance of taking Penny out in public. And, we practiced real hard sitting, trying not to jump on people. And everybody that comes here knows how much she loves people. And she's sure that every time the doorbell rings, the people are here for her. So we had our come to Jesus moment where we sat very quietly. We had a few treats. We talked about what we were going to do, how we were going to act. And as she gets out of the car, as she piles over the top of me going, got it, let's get going, we carry on our great adventure. Well, we decided to go to the STEAM Festival. Oh my God, she actually did pretty good. I mean, I kept her close and we were walking around and she was checking out everybody. She was so excited and people were coming up saying, can I pet her? And Penny's going, yeah. I told people she was in training and they said, oh, she's doing good. One lady talked in the high-pitched voice that just set Penny over the edge. And she goes, I know I'm not supposed to be doing this, but she's just so cute. So anyways, we're out there. We're having a good time. I'm over there watching at the food trucks, just watching what's going on. All of a sudden, the dinosaur costume, I think, isn't that Greenwood Promise, I think, is who has the dinosaur. Anyways, the dinosaur starts walking towards Penny. He was just trying to be fun. Oh my God, Penny was just like, danger, danger, Ann Eller, danger, get that dinosaur out of here. So the dinosaur went running off and that probably excited Penny more because she was just like, let me get him, I can take his tail, I can take his tail. But there was this little dog, 16 inches tall, 20 pounds, standing there just telling everybody, danger, Ann Eller, danger, get that dinosaur out of here. Anyways, that was kind of fun. Everybody was getting a good laugh out of that. I've decided Penny needs a sash, princess in training, and when we go out on these missions. So I'm going to try to make up a sash that she can wear so people understand she is a princess in training. All right, so then I wanted to go out to the Burton Center, out to the Humane Society, but after that experience I was pretty exhausted, so I decided we needed a break. So I didn't make it out to that one, but then Saturday night I said, we could go to the car show. And her ears just perk up like, car show? I love cars. So we went down to the car show and we walked around, and she actually did pretty good down there. It was getting dark, but the car show, the Rock and Roll Cruisers car show, that was pretty fun. So I've got to say, I'm having a little more hope in Penny. She is actually becoming quite good. She still hasn't got the fact that people don't want her to jump on her. And actually what she's doing is stretching out and saying, I love you, I'm so glad to see you. That's my Penny story for the day. I hope you enjoy the Penny updates that we have all the time right here on WCRS. I love the fact that she is finally turning into a little princess. She loves getting out there, and she is a lot of fun. So we had a couple of comments here this morning on the text and telephone line, 864-332-9355. Name calling from either side is not helpful. The right wing and the left wing have to work together for the eagle to fly. And isn't that the truth? That's from my Supremo texter. She's always on point, and I really appreciate the fact she makes those comments. So if you'd like to make a comment about today's show or any of the things we're talking about or anything coming up, I would love for you to tell me about it. Tomorrow afternoon on Meet Me at the Diner, really excited to welcome Shelley Reed. Shelley Reed, who has written the movie script, wrote the book, I think the movie script to Long Shadows. He will be in studio from 5 to 6. Hope you'll tune in for that. That, my friends, is going to do it for me. I had quite a week last week, from the videos down there at the State Fair to Greenwood Performing Arts with Stephen Galloway and David Glimp Thursday night. It was a great week last week. Which means, what are you going to do to top it this week? And here's what I say. Probably nothing. Anyways, y'all have a great day. Thanks for tuning in and listening right here on WCRS Radio. You can always listen on 98.5 FM, 1450 AM. We're having to have some work done on one of our transmitters. So, yes, that's another thing that's going on. But 98.5 FM and the stream, WCRS1450am.net is where you can tune in. If you miss a show, you can also see it on Facebook Live at WCRS 98.5 FM, 1450 AM, or you can wait a day and it'll be posted on our website at WCRS1450am.net. Let's lower the curtain. Let's have a great day. Get out there and enjoy this glorious day. And I'll be back tomorrow morning right here on WCRS Radio. We can remember stuff. Bye-bye, everybody.